Happy New Year everyone, and welcome back to Matticus Vlogs. If you are new to visiting the channel, then I'd like to take the time to wish you the warmest of welcomes and hope that it's the first of many visits that you make. And if you are a returning subscriber, then what can I say? You guys are just awesome. Now, as you guys can see from my new intro, I am working with a website called Health Jobs. The website is healthjobs.co.uk. Quite simply put, Health Jobs is an online website that helps allied health professionals such as physios, occupational therapists, podiatrists, but also nurses, midwives and doctors to find work. You go onto their website and you click on, for instance for me, when I qualify as a physio, I'll go onto their website and then select the area which I want to find a job in and any keywords, and it will come up with any jobs that are advertised, and it just makes it very easy to look for a job, to apply for a job. So essentially what happened was, a few weeks ago I was contacted by Health Jobs and I was asked if I would like to make videos with them, for them, or to work with them rather, would be a better way to put it. And these videos would be to give people more of an insight as to what physio is about, not only the job, which I haven't got yet because I'm still a student, but more so what being a student is like, and loads of topics ranging from questions that many people have about the physiotherapy degree. And since I am going into my final year of physiotherapy at the University of Southampton, I have some experience, I hope, as to what the degree is actually all about and a lot of the lessons that I've learned and any questions that people have about placement and about grade requirements and interviews and things like that. In short, I will now be making videos once a month that will be on the topic of physiotherapy and all things related to that, whether it be like interview skills or what you actually learn, or 5 things I wish I knew about physiotherapy before I got in, to help people who are considering a degree in physiotherapy, because quite frankly we need more physios and there is a massive shortage of physios. Anyway, on to the topic of the video. As you can see by the title, is physiotherapy right for you? Well, how do you know? How are you supposed to know if physiotherapy is right for you? Well, first let me start off by saying that physiotherapy is such a good course to be on at uni. Like, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been challenging at times, but actually I'm just so grateful to be where I am. And there are just so many aspects that I like and very few aspects I dislike about it or have apathy towards. Like, pretty much everything about physio that I've learned in the last year has sort of showed me that it is for me. The first thing to be sure of is that you care about other people, because that is what physio is all about. It's a profession where the central aspect of the profession is the patient. Like, it's patient-centered care and rehabilitation. So if you like to help other people, if you really care about other people and about their well-being, then physiotherapy could be a profession for you. Another thing is that to be a physio, you have to be quite sociable. You have to be, well, a social person. You have to like to talk to people. You have to be a people person. So what I mean by this is, using myself as an example, I enjoy the theory behind physio, like learning all the techniques, but also all the studies and backgrounds and all the anatomy is just it's so interesting, so fascinating. But even more so than that, it's about getting hands-on. So at Southampton we have a lot of lectures, but we have even more practical time. After lectures we'll go straight to a practical session in the practical room, and yeah, it will just be hands-on, practicing all the techniques that we've learned, and the lecturers will demonstrate, and then we'll go over and practice and practice and practice, because practice makes permanent and perfect practice makes perfect. If you're a really hands-on person and you enjoy talking to people and working with people, then physiotherapy could be the profession for you. Another thing is if you like to see progression in people, if you like to see people improve. So for me, what gives me the greatest joy is to see someone who, for instance, can't walk after a surgery, or if they've broken their leg, and to see them like each week progress and obviously listen to the advice and the exercises you give them, but to come in every week and see like a progression, like a journey of them getting back to where they were before, getting back to their baseline. That like gives me like the greatest sense of joy and achievement. And the last thing that I want to quickly address is that a lot of people think that physio is all sport physio. So, oh, you'll be working with footballers and all that. And that is like, you can get people who go into physio for sports physio, and that's fine. Like, you know, if you want to go into sports, that's fine. But really what we need with the increasingly aging population and the demographics of society changing, we have more old people in hospital. We have, unfortunately, more people getting sick, getting cancer, having operations, and these things mean that we need more people, more physios in the hospital helping to rehab patients who have come into hospital and they lose some of their physical ability and they need to get that back. So most likely you won't be working as a sports physio because that's not really what we need at this time. Mostly you'll be going into the NHS. There are 3 branches of physiotherapy, 3 main branches. There's cardiovascular respiratory, neurology, and musculoskeletal, and you get like this neuromuscular, which is kind of in between, which is dealing with people who have had like a slipped disc in their back, and this slipped disc then presses upon the spinal cord and compresses it and irritates it and does whatever, and potentially causes referred pain or radicular pain down their leg, for instance, and might cause paralysis. And anyway, so those are the 3 main branches, plus neuromuscular, which is kind of in between neurology and musculoskeletal. You might be working in an acute respiratory ward, so people with chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder and just breathing difficulties. You might be working with neuro, so that's people who have had a stroke or who have multiple sclerosis or Parkinson's disease and have some sort of neurological symptoms that prevent them from carrying out active daily living. And you might also be musculoskeletal physiotherapist. To shorten it, an MSK physio, and you might be working outpatient, so dealing with people who've had a hip or knee operation and they're coming in because they want to restore their movement in their leg or whatever. When people think physio, they often think sport physio, but actually there's so much more to it, and sports physio is only like the tip of the iceberg. Also, another thing I want to address is that a lot of people think that physio is about just giving massages to people, and that's not really what it's about. Physios don't always just give massages. It's, again, a lot more than that. If you want a massage, then go to a sports massage therapist. So yeah, that's just something I'm going to put out there because I get a lot of questions like, a lot of people ask me how my degree's going. They've asked if I've massaged loads of people yet with oil, so that's not really. With all these things that I've discussed already, if you're a caring person, if you're a people person, if you like to see progression in people, and if you are aware that physio is not just sport physio, if you've answered yes to all these things, then physiotherapy might just be the profession for you. As I said at the beginning of the video, physiotherapy is a fantastic profession, and the degree that I'm doing now, I absolutely love it. Like, I wouldn't trade it for anything, any other degree, any other course in the world right now. Physio is also a highly respected degree. Like, if you tell people you're going to be a physio, they're like, wow, like, physio gets almost the same level as if you're a doctor, or if you are doing something really, really cool, or if you're like a rocket scientist or something. That's like, wow, like, you're actually doing something that's making a huge difference in someone else's life. But also, physiotherapy is a degree that's highly vocational and highly practical. If you go to uni to study physiotherapy, you're pretty much guaranteed a job. Like, there are going to be hospitals that need you. Like, a lot of people who go even to Oxford or Cambridge and they study music, no offence to my mate Barney who studied music at Cambridge, but I know people who have done degrees like music or classics, or like a degree that's not necessarily vocational but more academic, and they end up like stacking shelves at Amazon. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, then that's fine. The point I'm making is that, yeah, physio is a very vocational degree and you are very likely to get a job. Another thing I want to talk about very quickly is salary. So on a physio salary, you're not going to be earning a huge amount, but you're not going to be not well off as well, if that makes sense. So you actually start off with a salary of £22,000 per year, like as a starting salary. If you come out as a band 5 physio, which is the starting point where you come out of uni, you're a band 5 physio and you progress to band 6, band 7. Ultimately, the biggest factor for determining whether physiotherapy is the right degree for you is work experience. If you have physiotherapy related work experience and you get to the hospital or wherever you're working to get the work experience, and you can't see yourself there, if you can't see yourself working as a physio, then it's probably not for you. But if you can and you get enjoyment from it and you find it fascinating, then the chances are it probably is for you. That's what I wanted to talk about in this video, but before I go, there is something I'd like to share. So this verse is from Philippians chapter 2 verse 4, and it reads, "Let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interests of others." Now, I sincerely hope that you've enjoyed this video. I really hope that you found it helpful. If you have, then please give this video a like, as it really does help the channel out. If you would like to see more videos like this and follow me on my journey to becoming a physiotherapist, as well as my adventures at Southampton Uni as a physiotherapy student, then why not consider subscribing by clicking on the subscribe button down below. And just very quickly, if you guys heard any funny noises during that, like any rumbling or growling, that was not my stomach. It was actually, we had a guest. Her name is Daisy, and she's our pet dog. She's our pet dog. She's our family dog. So until next time, bye everyone.